Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Thornton Farm. Today we are gonna be moving the wood chips. Our new guy, as it turns out, his name is Quentin. Apparently he's worked with Sergey before. He is actually ploughing up the fields in the Fent for us. Meanwhile we are gonna be moving the wood chips. We've got quite a lot of work to do. Quite a big pile of wood chips there to be moved, and we gotta move it quickly. The church faith starts tomorrow. They want to get set up as soon as they can. So I mean, the fast track is the only vehicle that's fast enough to do what we want to do as quickly as we want to do it. That's the simple fact of the matter. As you can see, it is early spring. All the trees are now greening up nicely, as are the bushes. They don't look dead anymore. I've been told that the builders have completed the final bits of work on the extension to the industrial estate, including basically moving a bush and a gate. So we can have a look at that in a moment. Quentin is in the Fent ploughing away down in, I believe he's in field 14 at the moment. He's been busy with fields 1 and 2 already. So they're all done and dusted. No more gate in there, we have to come in through the main entrance to the industrial estate, which I think makes more sense. And to get in there, we gotta come up here, and I'm hoping... I'm hoping I got this done right. Up through here, and there should be a gap here. That's not ideal, is it? But it shall do. Let's get that unloading. We do have over 100,000 litres of wood chips in storage currently. So we're not going to run short on that anytime soon. Why did they put the gate there? Like, of all the places they could have put it. I'm gonna see what I can do about getting the, that's full, but not a whole lot I can do about it right now. I'm gonna see what I can do about getting the, either the gate or the, cardboard box factory moved. One of the two will be moved. And we will of course need to actually move the boxes out of the factory, put them into storage very soon. Well, we already do, because it's stopped producing. There's no more room for boxes in the factory. We've got to put it all into storage. Sergey has... I don't know where Sergey's gone. He said he was going to get himself a new mower. Because obviously we'll be having to do Stonehenge again soon. He said he's going to get himself a mower, and this time it's going to be bigger and better. Now, I don't know what that means, and he's run it past the council apparently. They said it's fine. But yeah, he's going to be the one doing Stonehenge next. I hope he doesn't do anything particularly stupid. I bet he will, but... I'll send him off with a GoPro so I can at least have a legal record of it wasn't me doing it, it was Sergey. I mean, that's pretty much all I can do. There we go. And now for the fun bit, because we gotta pick up all these wood chips. This is most definitely the fun bit. And to save you guys some pain, I'm going to, yeah, probably fast forward through some of this. Because I do want to get all this done today. In this video. We'll check up on, Quentin a bit later on. See how he's getting on. We have to get the wood chips sorted as quickly as we can. I have been over here already, just kind of amalgamating all the bits of sawdust and wood chips into a pile. It's, you know, taking me a bit of time to do it, but I think it was worth doing. And now it's just a case of loading them into the trailer, which is proving probably a bit easier than I think it's a bit easier than I thought. So I'm not going to complain too much. I haven't really missed the trailer at all yet as well, which is definitely a nice little bonus. Let's get right into the pile there. Yeah, this is going to be a few trailer loads for sure, because the trailer can only hold, I think, 15,000 litres of chips, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. I mean, it's already full. That's not a whole lot of wood chips compared to, like that, compared to that, not a whole lot. But let's get going again off to the industrial estate and our storage. We'll actually stop off at the main industrial estate and just double check that everything's going good over there. Nothing's too broken, I hope. Fingers crossed. You can see that the snow melting has caused some mud to accumulate around Thornton, so it's not the best conditions ever around here today. It probably won't be back to the way it used to be at all. It's been one of the worst winters I've seen. And I've been told it's been one of the worst winters that Thornton's ever had, so I don't know if the mud will ever actually go away. Which isn't, you know, it's not a bad thing. I've got tractors that can deal with it. One thing I do need to do is I need to consolidate my fleet of tractors. I think that we maybe have a couple of tractors more than we need, because we've got, I think, 5 vehicles excluding the 2 skid steers. I don't even one of the skid steers, probably the JCB. I don't see the point in having 2 skid steers. The Manitou will do everything we really need it to. It takes the same attachments as the JCB, so I mean, it's not the end of the world if we get rid of one and just keep the other. The Fendt will pretty much have to stay. I should say, by the way, the plough we're using is on demo. We had to borrow it. It's not actually ours. Which, not the end of the world, but a bit of a pain nonetheless. That's done. Let's just scoot through here. That needs to be emptied. Yeah, I'm gonna need the Manitou over here very soon, just to deal with all the issues, I guess. How is this doing that? Yeah, that needs to be emptied as well. Wow. 3,000 litres. Yeah, that's in need of just some relief here. Let's get that under like that. There we go. And this can go into storage. I don't think we'll ever actually use this storage, or all of it at least, but it's good to have it there. We can always dip into it for the heating plant in the main yard. I might actually bring the next load over there, but we can always dip into it as needs be and just make do with what we've got. Because if we can sell power to the grid, that's going to be great. I'm even thinking about getting a solar farm going in there. In that meadow there. Okay. Yeah, the grass there doesn't grow very well, so I've been told. So if I were to get a solar farm in there, it might be a better option than, or even in there. I mean, that's quite a small field. But getting a solar farm in would mean even more money coming in a bit more steadily. Because obviously the wood burner we have will only work when wood's in it. And I think what I'll do is I'll just start dumping into that from here on out, because you know, we got about 100 tons of wood chips stored up. We don't need massive amounts of wood chips for that industrial estate. It's feeding itself to a certain extent. Plus we've got the whole logging deal we can do. Not going to be the end of the world if we start running low on wood chips. We can just start logging and chipping up the wood there. Now we do need to actually go and do more logging in the near future, because we are running out of wood at the industrial estate. So that needs to be done very soon. I think after that, one thing we need to consider is what to do with, well, we need to get some crop fields together. We need to get full-time crop management in. Because right now it's just grass. It's gonna be money, especially if I bale it and set it off. You know, it's not the end of the world. But it's not gonna be as much money as, we'll say, a crop of soybeans would be, and the weather around here is particularly good for soybean soy here. It's actually good to grow a lot of crops. But, you know, if I start off on grain crops and then move on to something like maize and sunflowers, I can work around it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep working here. And I've just heard that Quentin has finished work through my Bluetooth headset. He has actually been... Well, I've got a Bluetooth headset hooked up to the walkie-talkie and all that kind of stuff. So he's just told me he's finished. So what I'll do, send you guys over to him and see what he's doing, and I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. Hello. Hello. Just told Dave that I'm finished work, when in fact I'm not. You would think that I'm working extremely hard, but no. I simply stopped to have a tea break. And, put a few more pounds on the chicken races, as you do, you know. You know how it goes. But yes, I'm here ploughing. Rather nice plough. Rather nice tractor to a Fendt. I've never driven one of these before, and not entirely sure how to use it. But it seems to... I seem to have at least grasped the minimum. I'm going to be talking Mr. Dave into giving me more of a full-time position. I work particularly well with Quentin. He shares his vodka with me. I do enjoy that. This Fendt, yes, it I know I'm not very good with corners here, so just ignore the fact that I'm going through a corner that I've already ploughed, so no. I do work particularly well with Sergey. We worked together in the past on a farm called Ventonwin, and didn't particularly end well. I went to pastures anew for a little while and did have a camera on me, and maybe someday you'll see some video from that. You never know. But yes, I've been working hard and learning this farming thing. I do think I've grasped the basics. You plough the field and you cultivate the field to cultivate your crops. That's something I never understood. Why do you cultivate the field to cultivate your crops? Surely seed and then cultivate the crops. But I've been told that cultivating a seeded crop is completely useless, and you would only succeed in killing your crop off entirely. And how did I do that? How on earth did I do that? Oh, this plough is miraculous. Let's try going this way and see if I can't do the same thing again. Now it is no, how did I do that over there? But then this is over here is... I will never truly understand farming. If only I didn't spend all that money on the chicken race. Oh, I've done it again! Done it again! I've apparently just ignored entirely the line I was supposed to be on, and made a beautiful circle thing. I don't think Mr. Dave will be too happy with my ploughing work. He hasn't seen the other two fields yet. I have been told he's a perfectionist, but that's a little that's something he doesn't like admitting all that readily. Sergey has told me Mr. Dave tends to do a lot of work by himself, and I'm not entirely sure why. Sergey has told me he does that. He's also told me Dave doesn't tend to understand him, and that Dave doesn't give him the GoPro with which he has entrusted me. Again, I have no idea why. I should perhaps give Sergey the GoPro from time to time when he is going about his business, and maybe you fine chaps can listen to his wonderful stories about his time in the Soviet Union. He is truly an interesting individual. But yes, I am going to continue the ploughing here. I don't know what else to say. It's ploughing. I shall demonstrate. Stop tractor. Put plough in ground. Drive tractor slowly, ensuring that your tractor is actually ploughing. Yes, it is ploughing. Then the grass disappears and you get this lovely liney thing. Apparently there's more to it than that, but that's all I can understand just yet. I have had my own farm at one point. In fact, Thornton was mine, and I insisted on trying to learn, but Mr. Dave, he did not teach me very well. So I moved on, and I never told the old owner, well, my old worker on Thornton, who conveniently also is called Dave. I seem to have a thing with that. I told him I was out of money. He convinced Sergey to speak to his friends and file a bunch of individuals, the Russian mafia. He convinced them to give him some money, and it didn't particularly end well. Last I heard, Thornton was on fire. We all scattered to the winds. However, I think Mr. Dave would like to talk to you fine chaps, fine fellows and mademoiselles once again. So I will turn off the GoPro and tell him to be very, very nice to you, fine people. I really hope Sergey is not causing too much trouble with that plough. Sergey? Quentin's got the plough. Hope Sergey's not causing any trouble wherever he is. Should probably check up on him. I haven't seen him in a few days. Quentin seems definitely aware he's a bit different. He seems very, very, he seems to be very upper class for a farmer. I'm not entirely sure what his story is. Apparently there was something about owning a farm in Venton Wine. Then he moved to a new farm after something involving gangsters. He was pretty vague, but he did say that, you know, he did have another farm. He actually owned 2 farms in the past. One of them was confusingly a mixed arable and livestock farm, confusingly called Orchard. Which, okay, I'm guessing at one point it was an orchard, but why did you keep the name and you turned it into a farm? And he did say he's got some videos from, you know, his time there, so I might put them up on the YouTube at some point for him, because he has no idea how to work the internet, of course. He is one of the old blood of money, and apparently he had quite a lot, but he's not got much anymore. Poor guy. I mean, you lose. Well, he has some, because I never did ask him how Orchard went for him. Might have to watch those videos myself at some point. But he does seem like a nice enough guy. Said he has some something to do with chickens. Not entirely sure what, but something to do with chickens. He is incredibly lazy though. He doesn't seem quite sure how to drive a tractor. He said that most of his tractors are old machines and he's not used to big machinery. So that's gonna be interesting to I guess learn a bit more about. Doing pretty well at this. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys, well, I'm gonna turn off the GoPro, battery lights bleeping at me again. I need to invest in better batteries for these things. I really do. Looking at why is I just had to look at the mobile app, because you know why GoPros have this mobile app. I've got both of them hooked up to the same app. Quentin's turned his off. When did you do that? Why did he do that? I gave him the good battery. Oh well, I guess. Well, I'm almost out of battery here. I best keep this short and sweet. I am going to leave it here. I'll be back next time with hopefully some actual farming. I need to get a cultivator in, I believe. Just to level off the ground, get a good seed bed going. We'll be hopefully fertilizing. Well, I say hopefully. We'll need to fertilize the crop as well, with the ground, before we put our grass crop in. And we will need to fertilize the grass crop, obviously, once it is in. Which is why we've got the Pantera. Hopefully, and I will sell all the wood chips as well between now and then. Hopefully we'll have enough to buy maybe a field. Hopefully some actual ground equipment at the very least. That's going to have to be a priority, I think, is the groundwork equipment over the field. But I'm going to leave it here. I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Thornton Farm. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.